Hi, I'm in H&R Block in Ellsworth, Maine, and I am talking to
Selina left.
and we're talking about puppies, dogs coming up from the south. You just told me a story, though.
Yeah, this morning on the radio on the way to her work, I heard a dog had gotten adopted out of a shelter and that it actually saved the life of a 3-year-old child this week.
How did you do that?
Let me think.
If you
He's
can.
going to ask me that.
In any case.
Oh, I know what it was. The child had gotten out of the house and she didn't have any clothes on and she was very young and the dog was freaking out, and so they finally let the dog out and he followed the dog and the dog went right to the baby and the dog saved that baby's life. It was cold out
Oh,
and that's what happened.
tell me about your dogs.
I've fostered two sets of siblings recently this winter. They came up from litters in Florida and all four of them got adopted here in Maine. Maine's a very good recipient of dogs. I am expecting an older dog, age 6, Ziggy. She's coming up on Sunday, and my friend Jim has just lost his dog. She was 16, and he's been looking for a dog, and so he's going to come and visit with Ziggy, and hopefully they're a perfect match. And I told him to come up and take her out for walks while I'm working. And he's so excited, he can't wait to meet her. And she's a Pekingese mix, they said, and she loves to snuggle, and she loves to be spoiled, and Jim loves to spoil dogs, and he wanted a girl.
And what is spoiling anyway? But
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
The Pixel Fund only about just this winter. I started in January. I'd heard about it, and I had actually thought about it like 7 years ago, fostering dogs or puppies. I was helping out my friend Karen, who does mostly just puppies, and so my husband and I took on the task, and he actually took on most of it because I ended up starting work. So the last set of puppies we had, one went to Massachusetts, and he's going to be very big, and he's very loved by a beautiful 19-year-old girl. And Moochie Girl I met them in the parking lot at PetSmart. That's where we set up when the Pixel Fund adopts here in Bangor. And those folks drove up from Auburn, and they had 3 teenagers, and they just loved her up right in the parking lot, and they were all excited to have her. And she's going to be a good-sized dog too.
So you found it fairly easy to find adopters for the pups
They
you're
actually
fostering?
do all the work. It's a non-profit organization, and they put it on their website, and people go in and look. And I found out about it through last year. It's been a year. My friend Jean had lost both her dogs within 6 weeks of each other. They were old, and she wanted a Jack Russell again. And Jack Russell had a litter of pups from my friend Karen, and who does all the adoption stuff. And she said, yeah, have her come out and take a look. And of course, Jean fell right in love and got Bailey. And Bailey is now a year old, but he's this size, not this size of a Jack Russell. But Mom, after she had the babies, I guess she ran out on the road and got hit by a car and got killed. Another dog in Karen's possession had pups, and she took on these other puppies, so she ended up having like 15 puppies to nurse.
Oh my.
She said it was crazy, but she did it.
Yeah.
She did it, and she nursed them, and they all got adopted. And the biggest thing, Karen just had a thing happen where they hold them for 14 days, and then they send them up here, they transport them, then they hold them for either 5 days or 2 days, depending on the adoption. And then this last set of pups she had three of them come, and everything was fine. And on like the 16th day, the other 2-day hold, they ended up with parvo, and one passed away yesterday, and the other 2 are okay. But she was devastated because she'd never had that happen. Usually the 14-day hold is enough, because they come from shelters, and you just don't know what kind of disease. And puppies have no shots.
Yeah, right.
So that was tough road for her. But that's who I was helping out. I told her we've kind of ruined my husband because he had to take care of those other puppies when we had all those snowstorms. And so we ended up having him longer than we expected. And he was like, honey, I can't do this anymore. So anyway, I said, I'll wait till after I get done here, and then we'll see what we can do to help out.
So, is this something you want to continue doing, do you think?
I think so, once I get out of here, because I'm here 9 hours, for travel and everything, I'm here 9 hours a day
So where do you live?
in Clifton,
Oh, okay.
and I have a campground.
Okay.
So it'll be a big place that they can go for walks and stuff in.
Oh,
It's
sounds
beautiful.
nice.
It is beautiful.
Are you surprised you're doing this?
No, because I thought about it 7 years ago, but a guy told me that if I wanted to do this, that I had to make sure that I wasn't going to fall in love.
So how do you do that? You must fall in love. You probably fall in love the first day.
You have to set your mind up. You must know. You have to set your mind up and say,
I think you're better at it
I'm
than
not
I am.
falling in love with this dog. Because Freckles was my favorite so far, and he was going to be a big dog, but he'd snuggle right up. But then toward the end there, after we had him about 4 weeks before I gave him to the girl that adopted him, he started taking to my husband. So it was like, well, traitor, But they were sweet. But they're a lot of work. Puppies are a lot of work. I think fostering a dog would be a little easier, the one that's already trained and just looking for a home. So,
So the Pixel Fund is based where?
Out of Georgia and Florida and Maine. They're a tri-state.
And where in Maine are they actually have an office?
Karen does all the work in Orrington. Her little computer, she does all the adoptions for all 3 states. And she used to be the one that, she's doing all the paperwork for that now, but she used to be the one that would be, the head girl that was doing everything, but she had to, she's a school teacher. So she's,
I
is
understand.
busy.
I do.
But those are the ones you want, the busy ones.
The busy ones,
Yeah.
that's right. The busy ones with heart.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
But they have a lot of good stories on the pixelfund.org. A lot of good stories on that site about pups.
That's great. I'm so glad you talked to me.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Maggie Davis. I make videos and podcasts on behalf of animals in need. Maggie, S as in Sam Davis at gmail.com, 207-266-7673. Recordings are made in person and long distance, in depth or on the spot. If you are an animal rescuer, fosterer, or adopter who is home to or has been home to animals formerly in need, be part of it, as private or as public as you want to be. The Open Wide the Door Smartphone Conversation Project. Your story matters.